supported Nigerian music over the last few years, over the last years actually, to the global stage. And the names are endless, are big stars. But when people come up with the conversation of big three or big four, Wizkid, Burna Boy, Davido, where do you put Olamide, Rema, Aresta, Tiwa Savage, CK, all of these guys? The big thing is that Nigerian music is one of the most sought after at the global stage right now. So it's a big one. Every single year in the last 9 years, we've had at least one nomination in one category at the Grammys. A couple of wins, Burna Boy over and over again. Wizkid as well on the Brown Skin Girl for Video of the Year alongside Beyonce. So, hey, it's sports show, so don't worry. We're not discussing music on the show. But you know, we always put it, a feel of sport and some good music. I'm going to be playing all of the songs we're going to play on the show today will be songs of female Nigerian artists from Aresta to Tenny to Tiwa Savage to Yemi Alade to Simi. So you're going to enjoy a couple of, let me just say, the divas on the show today, because by 8 o'clock, there's going to be the sport banter. So let's usher you into those moments. Welcome to Sports Cruise on Mainland 98.3 FM. Yesterday was a blast on the show, and I felt like 15 minutes because we had so much to talk about. And of course, the conversation continues today, 6 to 7 p.m. every Monday to Thursday, and on Friday it's an expanded version of the show, 6 to 8 p.m. But guess what? It is in Yoruba. So for those of you that have been texting, okay, so you can speak Yoruba, you can do this song, you will have to enjoy 6 to 8 p.m. every Friday. It is Lori Papa. How do I pronounce it? I'm trying. Even me, sometimes when I go back to listen to the Friday edition of China, I'm like, hey, how did we get to this point? But as I always say it, we are set out every single day to make sure that I get the very best of everything. I know you're driving home, you're stuck in traffic. We've got to cover a big game tonight. The second semi-final of the Carabao Cup between two city rivals, Chelsea and Arsenal. The first leg ended 3-2 in favor of Arsenal at the Stamford Bridge. Tonight is going to be massive. It's not just a ticket to the final, there's also the bragging right, and there's a possibility that, hey, this is the first trophy that is always won in the Premier League. The final is always played in March or thereabouts. But of course, with Manchester City winning the first leg at St. James Park, the return leg tomorrow against Newcastle United, the winner tonight would have to await the winner of tomorrow. So could it be Arsenal? For Mikel Arteta, it's 4 out of 4. They're still very much in the Champions League, topping the Premier League with 6 points. They're still in the FA Cup. They play Wigan in the next round of the FA Cup, but tonight they've got a date with destiny. We'll talk about that on the show as well. The second most expensive transfer ever made by a Nigerian, Ademola Lookman, maybe the biggest transfer in terms of the size and the pedigree of the club, but in terms of the finance, it would have to do almost triple of what Victor Osimhen did when he moved to Fenerbahce. But the immediate past African bowler of the year, Ademola Lookman, concluded a low-key, unexpected, seemingly zero distraction, balls zero transfer to Diego Simeone's Atletico Madrid. We'll give you all of the details that you need to know about it. But today, we're going to be focusing on Manchester United. For Michael Carrick, he's done 3 out of 3. 8 goals scored, 4 goals conceded. He has played 6 matches for Manchester United, 6 matches over two times. The other time when he came in as a caretaker manager, he played 3 games, 2 wins and a draw. Now he has played 3 games, 3 wins, no draw. So 5 wins in 6 matches, unbeaten as a Manchester United manager. It looks like the boys are smiling. I watched the post-match presser for Benjamin Sesko after the game, and it says that Ruben Amorim had not done anything exceptional. He's only told them to play and enjoy their coming up. On the normal day, Manchester United scores 1 or under Ruben Amorim, they go and defend that one. But right now, against Arsenal, they led, Arsenal equalized. They still went on to win the game. 91st minute of that game, Fulham equalized and out to the end of the season. A chance for them to either compete for the Premier League or try to push for a top 4. But does not in any way give a strong push for Michael Carrick to get a job on a permanent basis. Agbatomi will not agree with this, but I feel Michael Carrick should not fall for the bait. I think at the end of the season, he should walk away. We've seen a lot of times where managers had come in at quick fixes and that not work. In 2012, Roberto Di Matteo was brought in after Chelsea sacked Andres Villas-Boas for poor performance. He went on to win the Champions League and of course the Carabao Cup. The following season, 3.5-year deal. After 9 months as manager, he was sacked. So sometimes it doesn't always work, but Manchester United said they want the DNA. And for a player that played 464 games over 12 years, I'm not sure anybody is more more qualified than Michael Carrick at the moment, but said everything would go for you and also give you update of their social media manager. Plateau United was with us on the show to talk about the effect of Plateau United's 5 games on Bitiga and better. Stick around. Let's quickly pay some bills. The show returns.
Hello, my name is Godwin Enoch and I'm a broadcast journalist. Yes, my friend will tell me that I am a sport administrator by accident. Listen every day of the weekday to Sports Cruise on Mainland FM. God bless you.
You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. The sound of Lagos.
My country people, una don iron clothes ready for the growth wey una don dey wait.
You don cook o.
Global clusters don set table for one ogbonge initiative wey dem call the 37 million youth digital literacy empowerment, wey dey part of the 1 billion youth digital empowerment. That one come mean say dem get target to empower plenty youth for digital skills. And how you wan take dey make am for this digital world? Na to just download the Spark Up app for Google Play Store for people wey dey use Android, or make you go www.thesparkups.org on top Safari for iPhone users them, and make you sign up. You fit explore the courses wey dey our app. This one na correct opportunity to connect with people wey sabi road na, to dey share ideas and be part of the conversation wey dey shape our future. No procrastinate o, no dey wait for person. Download the Spark Up app and start to dey make am happen. For more tori, you fit call this number 0706 628 1841 or 0802 643 9239.
True word, not be cheek, my brother.
Introducing Clean Pink Detergent, Nigeria's first pink detergent innovation, specially formulated to make your clothes look and smell amazing. It's with 2 times perfume, so every wash releases a burst of long-lasting fragrance. It's soft on clothes with color guard that leaves your colored clothes vibrant and bright. Clean Pink delivers great cleaning while treating your fabrics to a touch of luxury. Feel the pink with Clean, the #1 pink detergent.
Are you ready for the development we've all been asking for? The wait is over. The global clusters present the 37 million youth digital literacy empowerment initiative, part of the 1 billion youth digital literacy empowerment initiative. This initiative is designed to empower you with the skills and knowledge needed to thrive in today's digital world. Here is how to join. Download the Spark Hub app on Google Play Store for Android users, or visit www.thesparkhubs.org on Safari for iPhone users. Sign up and don't forget to leave a good rating. Explore our courses including how to become a digital entrepreneur and innovative mind, mastering creative thinking for success. Connect with like-minded individuals, share your thoughts, and be part of the conversation shaping our future. Also remember to share this opportunity with loved ones, family, and friends. For more inquiries, call 0706 628 1841 or 0802 643 9239. The developments we are all craving for is here. Join the movement today. Are you looking for admission into a top institution for the 2025-2026 academic year? Good news for you!
The Broadcast Art Institute's ND Ikorodu, Lagos is offering you the opportunity to study for the National Diploma in Mass Communication and Multimedia Technology. If you scored 100 and above in your UTME and have 5 relevant O-level credits, you're qualified.
Hurry to the JAM portal and change your institution to Broadcast Art Institute ND Ikorodu, Lagos and secure your admission.
BAI is accredited by the National Board for Technical Education (NBTE). Hostel facilities available on request.
For further details, visit our office, Treasure Island Estate, opposite NMPC Fueling Station, Bayeko Road, Igbogbo, Ikorodu, Lagos, or visit our website at www.bai.edu.ng or call 0806 149 9992 or 0807 446 5676.
The Broadcast Art Institute ND is Nigeria's topmost learning facility.
OneX
OneXBet stands with the fans. AFCON returns with passion, pride, and unforgettable moments. Football is more than a game. It's who we are. Play on OneXBet or in the app. Use promo code NGAF1 to get your bonus. The game won't start without the official partner, OneXBet. 18 plus. Play responsibly.
Happy New Year, we rise again. New goals, new strength beginning. Forward always, side by side. Polaris pump before your ride.
Happy New Year from Polaris Bank, the digital bank of the year. Thank you for banking with us. May 2026 be a year of fulfilled dreams for you and your family. Begin the new year with smart, secure banking. Download Vault today on Google Play or the iOS App Store.
You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. The sound of Lagos.
Hello, my name is Cʀᴜɪnᴜ and I'm a broadcast journalist. Yes, my friend will tell me that I am a sport administrator by accident. Listen every day of the weekday to Sports Cruise on Mainland FM. God bless you.
Spells.
I'm the girl you shouldn't go for. Chilling with the boys, you do what? You tell me how you don't go for. If you ain't got that, you didn't go for. Listen, I'm the girl you shouldn't go for.
All right, that's Sᴘᴏʀᴜns Cʀᴜɪsᴇ. In case you don't know, she's a national award winner, by the way. Yes, I remember that very interesting night under the administration of former president, late President Muhammadu Buhari. And then she got honored with MON, Member Order of Niger. She's got an amazing elder sister that sings as well. But hey, sometimes I think there was a time we had in the studio. And it was one of the most difficult days for the DJ because they had to keep censoring our songs. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, Atlantic. Well, I think some of the football clubs now understand how big they can get if they crash into the Nigerian market. In the last 24 hours, if you know what Atletico Madrid has been doing with their social media pages, the way they've been stylishly uploading and unveiling and waxing about their new signing, then you understand how big Nigerian players. Atletico Madrid have signed Nigerian forward Demola Lookman from Atalanta for a deal worth £30.3 million. Lookman will be the first English-born player to have played in the Premier League, Bundesliga, Serie A, and of course the Spanish La Liga. Just 21 players have done so, while 3 of them, Christian Pulisic, Justin Kluivert, and Stefan Jovetic, all featured in Europe's Big 5 leagues, which include French Ligue 1. The London-born 28-year-old has also played in Serie A in 2022, scoring 55 times and making 27 assists following a move from Bundesliga side RB Leipzig. His goals include a hat-trick in the final of the Europa League against Bayer Leverkusen in 2024, which secures the first European club in history of Atalanta. In 2024, Ademola Lookman was named as the CAF African Baller of the Year and was also the only African player on the men's Ballon d'Or shortlist that year, finishing 14th. He represented England at youth level, winning the Under-20 World Cup in 2017 before making his debut for Nigeria in 2022. Atletico Madrid were third in the Spanish 30 on transfer deadline day. He began his career at Charlton Athletic, playing his first game in 2015 before moving to Everton 2 years later, where he scored on his Premier League debut. Following a successful loan spell, he then moved permanently to RB Leipzig in July 2019. He then had a season-long loan with Fulham and Leicester City before making a switch to Italy. Meanwhile, Atletico Madrid had also signed Mexican Alaska-born midfielder Obed Vargas from Major League Soccer at Seattle Sounders. Vargas, who was born in Chorrega, has joined the Spanish club on a deal until 30th of June 2030. The 20-year-old joined the Seattle Sounders in 2019 and made his MLS debut on the 22nd of July 2021 when he was aged 15 years and 351 days. He became the third youngest player in the history of the MLS. He has won the 2020 and 2022 CONCACAF Champions League and the 2025 Leagues Cup with the Sounders and played against Atletico at the last summer's FIFA Club World Cup. This is a big one. Let me bring my guys up on this one. Let's dig in. I mean, for Ademola Lookman, he had an AFCON to remember. By all standard, I think he was arguably the best player of the tournament for me. Let me start from City Boy. He was with us on the show yesterday, by the way. He's making a return to Lagos after a long time. So Lagos, be kind. Be very kind. I will not call the name that Agbatomi called him off radio, because that name can cause trouble. And you know how Agbatomi can be when it comes to clubs like Brest, when it comes to names like Kisses and all of that. He's hyperactive, and I can't put my head around it. Mr. Kintunde, how big is that move for Ademola Lookman? Let's start from there.
Yeah, good evening to you, Okoyemi. Good evening, Lagos. It feels good to be back on air, and of course I was there yesterday, but I would say this would be a proper intro, just to to show that I'm making a return back to Lagos after 3 years. I've been in Ibadan. It feels good to be back in the city. City boy is back in Lagos City. Now let's talk sports. For Ademola Lookman, I was telling one of my friends yesterday that for me that deal will go down as one of the biggest transfer for a Nigerian player by all metrics, by all standards, and I'm even happier because it's like a freedom at last for Ademola Lookman, despite all that he went through with Atalanta in the last summer. He was supposed to leave Atalanta for Inter Milan. That deal was off because Inter Milan were not willing to sell
to a direct rival.
And so there was no other foreign team in the mix, in the picture, to actually want the services of Ademola Lookman at the time. And at some point it affected him, because we could see
he wasn't even training with the first team.
He wasn't even training with the first team. At some point, we heard the news that he went on, that he was not going to return to the team and all of that. So it affected his performance, and a couple of issues within the club as well. The change in managers, they had so many issues with their managerial stuff. They changed coaches and all of that. So it affected him, and. Now seeing him at the last African Cup of Nations, like you said, he was outstanding. Definitely one of the best players. I would not say the best player because Nigeria did not leave the trophy. That would be definitely be very, very, that would be open for a debate to say that Ademola Lookman was the best player. But we can say that.
But he had the highest goal contribution, goals and assists.
Yes. So by that, we can say he was outstanding throughout the tournament. He was Nigerian best player, and good to see him, getting back his form, the form that we know, from Ademola Lookman. We cannot forget that night in Dublin, Viva Stadium, where he made history, scoring an hat-trick, becoming the first player to do that in an European, final, and of course helping Atalanta to win their first trophy and their first major European trophy and their first trophy in almost 61 years. So he will go down as one of their legends, regardless of how it ended. Now seeing him getting that big move well, monetarily, it might not be a big move because of the fee and all of that. But for me, in terms of the advancement of his career,
it's a big move.
It's a big move. Moving from Atalanta to Atletico Madrid, one of the biggest clubs
in the world.
And moving from Italian Serie A
to the Spanish
La Liga. And you just said that he is now the only player
to have played only English-born player.
Yeah, to have played
in Spain,
in Germany, and now
England,
in Spain. So just to tell you how big this transfer is for Ademola Lookman and for Nigerian as well, for Atletico Madrid as well. So for both parties, it's big. Atletico Madrid, just like you said, they've been making this transfer. They've been creating content around this transfer, trying to expand their fan base, try to enter the Nigerian market.
I'm sure they will soon open Pigeon and the way Galatasaray did for Victor Osimhen.
They know what Galatasaray did with Victor Osimhen. They know what they can do with Nigerian audience. Nigerians are all over the north.
I'm still going to stick with you, City Boy. I know Agbatomi is also hungry to get involved in this conversation, but I really would not want to make direct comparison, but I'm also tempted to. A lot of people question Victor Osimhen's move from Napoli to Galatasaray, and I will tell you that Victor Osimhen is the biggest player to ever play in the Turkish league, and I'm not mincing words with that because, well, big shout out to all of the big guys that have gone there, the Drogbas of this world, but those guys went there towards the time they were already declining in their career. But Ademola Lookman went to
Victor Osimhen
went to Turkey as the African Footballer of the Year. He was hot, fresh from winning the Italian Serie A with Napoli for the first time in 23 years.
The top scorer,
as well, over 30 goals for them. Where would you rate this movement for Ademola Lookman as against Victor Osimhen's move to Galatasaray? Big shout out to Wale Adigun. He's been so heavy on the fact that talented players don't play in the Turkish league. The opportunity of Fenerbahce came for Ademola Lookman with a bigger deal. PSG were also being rumored at some point. Inter Milan also, just like you said. How big is this for Ademola Lookman compared to Victor Osimhen's move to Galatasaray?
In terms of the competitiveness of the league and the standard of the league, even the blind will tell you that
Atletico Madrid
is bigger, right? But don't let us also take the conversation out of context. Let's evaluate the situation around the transfers of both players. When Victor Osimhen moved from Napoli to Galatasaray, it was after the end of the transfer for the English and other top.
And he had already been frozen out of Napoli.
So he had no choice than to move to Galatasaray. But my own concern, I was not expecting Victor Osimhen.
Was a loan.
Yeah, exactly. It was a loan.
It was made permanent.
That's what I'm going. I was not expecting Victor Osimhen to actually sign a permanent deal. I was expecting him.
Over
other teams, so many other teams were ready to pay for Victor Osimhen. Might not be as much as Gala were willing to pay. We're willing to commit to Victor Osimhen. But you cannot tell me that Victor Osimhen will not get maybe £200,000 a week in the English Premier League.
Of course. Is that big? You can't.
You get, so I think it was more of a personal decision that he was going to stay with Galatasaray. Let me stay where
bro has been worshipped in the Turkish league. I saw the just concluded African Cup of Nations in Morocco. 90% of the people that came from Turkey came to watch Victor Osimhen.
Some of the big stars now to Turkish league, especially Galatasaray, we saw ḻɪsᴜn, Gundogan. Maybe this can also
N'Golo Kante is protesting against his club in Saudi Arabia because they didn't allow him move to Fenerbahce.
So maybe this also affected or informed.
There's also a Nigerian player, the national team captain playing for
Paul Onachi is also playing there.
He did play for Besiktas. But Agbatomi, I'm always very particular about growth. And if you look at how Ademola Lookman had progressed in the last 10 years, it looks like he's been very constant with his decisions. A big shout out to his father, by the way, always guiding in those decisions he makes. Exactly. But where do you think this move takes Ademola Lookman to? it wasn't the best African bowler of the year we've had in a while. What I mean is that during his tenure, he didn't play good because of the whole club distraction and all of that. But I think he's a man that understands the business. At the time where he knew the entire world was going to be watching him at the AFCON, he sparked 3 goals, 4 assists, key moment, direct assist, direct involvement.
Impact.
Agatomi, where does this catapult Ademola Lookman's career to? At this phase, at 28, this is the peak.
Of his
And
career.
going to Atletico Madrid, a team that constantly competes across board under a manager that is very, very shrewd and understand the business of man management in Diego Simeone. Where does this take his career to?
Well, first off, I think this is one of the most important decisions that Ademola Lookman had to take at this point in time at the age of 28. He knew that, or should I say his camp knew that they had to take this opportunity as well as take the, take a great opportunity at this moment, because at the age of 28, come on, trust me, you are eating your
You don't
peak.
get too many
You
offers.
don't get too many offers again. That is probably the time when a club, would want to offer you the highest wage or highest salary you've ever received. But if you talk about how important or the stage is going to be taken at this point, trust me. So at Atlanta, in over 3 years, Ademola Lookman scored 55 goals in over 150 appearances.
And 27 assists.
And 27 assists, exactly. And part of those 55 goals, were 3 goals that will go down as one of the important in Atlanta's entire history. And that was also the first time a player will be scoring a hat-trick in a European final.
Any of the European finals.
Any European
Champions
final.
League,
Conference League, Europa League. Now put that aside, take a look at the way Atletico Madrid play. Ademola Lookman is not an out and out striker. He's not a winger that's also going to get married on the touchline, and is not also that that second striker that is just going to stay behind the striker. Ademola Lookman pops up the spaces. Now, I've taken a look at how ever since the training, very lucky,
very
so
cool.
I went to take a look at the way Atletico Madrid play. Now, Atletico Madrid play from the wing, right? But they struggle for goals from the wing. Now, what Ademola Lookman now brings to this Atletico Madrid side is the fact that it doesn't just bring goals, but it also brings assists.
It will benefit from
Ademola Lookman coming in right now.
It's more or less like Ademola Lookman, Victor
Osimhen, exactly. So if the brother can strike up that partnership, talking about Lookman and Soro, then trust me, it's going to be very, very deadly. And Okwemi, don't also forget that anytime Ademola Lookman pops up in games, he is not that kind of player that is going to do all of those showboating. He doesn't want to announce.
It's very direct. It's very direct.
And he picks his moment at exactly the right time. Pops up with goals, pops up with assists. And if he can get rid of those things done in the Spanish La Liga, and the games I'm looking for, in a couple of weeks,
the second leg of the Madrid
derby, the second leg of the Madrid derby, and after that Madrid
derby, already today with the team.
They play Madrid and Barcelona back to back. So trust me, if Ademola Lookman can perform, maybe get a goal.
I also
want to chip in something. I like one of the things that I wanted Ademola Lookman. Did you know that he actually postponed the training session that they were supposed to have on Monday?
They were supposed to have, exactly.
And even for Ademola Lookman to arrive to be part of the training, because they have a game on Thursday. So I think Copa del Rey quarterfinal.
One of the top executives of Atletico Madrid, reviewed that Ademola Lookman rejected big money offers from elsewhere because he was meant to go to Fenerbahce. So for Ademola Lookman, for Atletico Madrid to have come in, been in the hunt for Ademola Lookman, and for him to have rejected the likes of Fenerbahce as well as other clubs that are bringing up in the money.
This is what I want.
Yes, this is what I want.
Who we want.
I'm very impressed with the manner at which the transfer actually was done. As against when Victor Osimhen had to choose between Fenerbahce, permanent deal, maybe Chelsea. Some people even placed their bet.
United, Liverpool.
It's not even the clubs now.
I want to say something, and it's going to spark a lot of debate. Ademola Lookman has a higher chance of winning the Champions League before Victor Osimhen.
Of course.
Obviously.
It's not even debatable.
It's not debatable.
It's not really debatable.
People say he plays for Galatasaray.
Atletico Madrid have made finals in the last 10 seasons.
That's the reason they are not a Champions League winner yet.
In fact, Lookman can get to win yet another even before Osimhen.
Afcon player of the
the part the twist in this whole conversation for me also is the fact that the transfer went low key.
Yeah.
During Victor Osimhen's on all of his friends, his social media warriors, everybody
so many leagues
dictating where he should go to. Everything was done. It was as if they were pricing a player in Jankara market. There was nothing discreet about the transfer. Everybody knew how much he would earn in a day, in a week, in a month, in a year. People were calculating what he would even use the money to buy. They already has this brand of car. He should not buy it again. And I'm like, I think there was just so much, and just like City Boy said, there was so much around Victor Osimhen's transfer to Galatasaray. But I'm happy actually that he's living up to that billing and he's pulling down the Turkish league.
Because he scored his 200 goal of his career. That was last weekend.
200 goals already.
When you look at how many things he's won at that age,
he won a double.
Yes,
that was Turkish double.
Yes, he won the Turkish double.
And he could also win the Spanish league, the Turkish league.
I think they'll win.
Yeah,
there's a conspiracy that the entire league is set up for Galatasaray. A big one, and I think at the end of the day, it's a win for Nigeria, even though we're not going to be at the next World Cup. But the fact that we have one of our players playing at that top level, and it doesn't look to me like a player that will sit on the bench for Diego Simeone. Julian Alvarez would also benefit because I know some of those sneaky passes that Demola Lookman usually drop. So it's a big one. 09136000410. What do you make of this transfer of Demola Lookman to Atletico Madrid? I like Diego Simeone, by the way, and I have a feeling that he's one of the. I know he's one of the managers that can get the very best out of any player.
I'm just concerned about the tactics and the game philosophy of Diego Simeone.
I think he's tweaked it now. He's tweaked it.
A lot of people have reservation about that. That
he parks the balls.
He's more defensive. He's more old-fashioned, and
he has changed his statistics.
That's what I want to say.
And then
with the signing of Julian Alvarez, Solot as well up front,
they're scoring goals.
And I also have another point to even counter that, because even if you are talking about being defensive or playing, a defensive-minded game, Ademola Lookman is someone that fits in almost every system.
He tracks back.
He tracks back, and we saw him at the last AFCON. That was hosted in Côte d'Ivoire in 2023 under what's the name of this?
Jose
Peseiro. He plays 3 at the back.
Yeah.
More defensive minded.
And then you see Ademola Lookman coming back to his left back.
Was even the best player.
Best player in the tournament. Under Peseiro. Scored most goals.
More or less like built
around him.
So it shows that Ademola Lookman can excel.
Even in a defensive system.
Let's talk to my call. Let's make a couple of calls. Let's take reaction to this mega deal for Demola Lookman. Hello, good evening.
Yeah. Hello, good evening.
You're welcome.
Yeah, this is Emmanuel from Sango.
Emmanuel, good to have you join us.
Yeah. I'm very happy for Demola Lookman for moving from Atlanta to Atletico Madrid. It's a very big move for me. Because in my own opinion, I was not in support of him moving from Atalanta to
Fenerbahce. Yeah, exactly.
Because that club, even talking about Fenerbahce to Galatasaray, Fenerbahce do not have squad that Galatasaray have. Galatasaray have more squad than Fenerbahce.
Yes.
So that is just it. I'm very happy for him. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 09136000410. See, I'm not going to lie to you guys. At the last few months, I'd also really even made me regret us not qualifying for the World Cup. Our performance at the last African Cup of Nations,
could have been a build-up.
The form of our players right now. Alex will be putting things down for Fulham.
Imagine even Aquadam's first goal, he got a brace.
Immediately he came back after from 2-0 down.
When he went to AFCON, they were struggling to
from 2-0 down, he came in and they pulled them back to 2-0.
Even Chukwueze scored against Manchester United over the weekend now, but the goal was ruled out.
Simon Chukwueze is on form. Paul Onuachu is also doing some stuff. Victor Osimhen is in the form of his life. some really interesting stuff. But
Ḥabibase has been solid as
if we
He's been benched. Ḥabibase has been getting benched in the last couple of games.
It's because he just came back from AFCON.
I think two successive or three.
Once he gets his mojo back, he's unstoppable. Let's run through result of games that were decided yesterday. Para FC, we said, won against Ikorodu City. Akwa United also defeated Warri Wolves by 2-1. Remo Stars lost at home to Plateau United. In the English Premier League Monday Night Football, Sunderland extended their unbeaten home record, becoming the only English top flight team not to have lost a game at home this season. They thrashed Burnley by 3-0. And of course, it was a bad evening for Nigerian duo of Chidera Ejuke and of course Akko Adams as Mayoka trashed them by 4-1. Udinese also defeated AS Roma yesterday by 1-0. And let's run into games that we expect to also have today. In the Italian Serie A tonight, Bologna at home against AC Milan. Copa del Rey, Albacete versus Barcelona. I'm sure Barcelona will teach Madrid how to beat small teams like this. And that game will be by 9 p.m. Bologna versus AC Milan will be by 8:45. EFL Cup semi-final, second leg at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal versus Chelsea, 9 p.m. It's a London derby. It's a bragging right. There's a ticket for the final at stake. It has never been this good. A game well set up in a very long time. Also, the DFB Cup, the quarterfinal, Bayer Leverkusen versus St. Pauli, will square it up by 8:45. Reims versus Le Mans in the Coupe de France by 8:30, and Marseille by 9:10 would also host Rennes. Yes, those are the games that we're expected to have in the championship. Also, games tonight: Blackburn Rovers versus Sheffield Wednesday, Hull City versus Watford. Portsmouth versus Ipswich Town has been postponed. Sheffield United versus Oxford United would also square it up by 8:45. Well, yesterday the January transfer window closed, and there were some major moves. Some moves also broke down, and the biggest of them all had to be Crystal Palace's inability to sell their star man Mateta to AC Milan. It felt like the same thing that happened to Victor Osimhen, and the report that he failed the medical. But the twist of the transfer had to be Crystal Palace going to Wolves.
To bring in
Larsen. Guess what? Larsen in 22 matches this is about a goal and an assist.
Exactly. He's a one-season wonder.
One goal, one assist.
Almost 50-something million pounds.
Record signing for both clubs. That's record signing for Palace. Record sales for Wolves.
Yeah.
A goal and an assist. I don't know, maybe it's Juju they used to sell him. I don't know.
And the funniest thing was the reason why they made that transfer eventually
was because they thought Mateta was joining AC Milan.
Also now Mateta's deal to AC Milan also failed to go through due to a failed transfer.
Now they have two strikers.
And they have to just find a way around it.
Well, let's see what happens. Let's see how the Crystal Palace fans will welcome
a record signing.
He's not going to sit on the bench.
He's not sitting on the bench. He's not going to sit on the bench.
And then you have Mateta that guarantee you goals.
But there's a strong relationship.
Mateta will have to win the hearts of the Crystal Palace fans.
Because
remember, he put in the transfer
and even the last game, the fans were, I think they were booing Mateta in that particular game. And just like I said, he's had a strained relationship with not just the fans, but also the players as well as the managers. The manager who is even going to be leaving at the end of the season. So he has a tough job of getting his starting place back or his starting shed back.
Yeah, still saying it. Whatever it was that Wolves put in their mouth to sign last year for that amount of money, one goal, one assist in 23 Premier League games for a Wolves that is struggling. For me, I think it's a good and more playing time for Tolu Arokodare. And I also think that even if Wolves relegate, Tolu Arokodare will get an average club in the Premier League, right?
Yeah.
Because for a player that had 23 goals for Genk last season, sometimes,
and his debut season,
sometimes City Boy Agbatomi, when you look at some of these moves, you question some of these decisions. Should I want the manager? Yeah, you see this Agbatomi, He's a problem human being. But I mean, you look at Tolu Arokodare. I watched Wolves game in their last match, that 2-0 defeat. All the 5 shots they had, on and off target all came from Tolu Kudare. All. They had 5 shots in that game.
It was supposed to be an equalizer.
And then the own goal bottled it for them. Let's run through some of the transfers that we had for Arsenal.
I think we need to talk, before we talk about Arsenal, let's talk about Sᴘᴏ Onyeka. Moving from...
I was going there.
Brentford.
From Brentford.
Coventry.
Yeah, it's a good move.
It's a good move.
He's not been getting games.
A lot of
because he's not been getting games.
So, I would... Maybe okay. What do you guys think? What do you guys think first?
In my opinion, a starting Nigerian midfielder should not be sitting on the bench for Brentford, a mid team in the Premier League. In my opinion. So even I remember I spoke to him. That was last year when he came on for William Troost-Ekong, and I asked him what exactly was, because as at then there was the departure of Thomas Frank, and then the appointment of Keith Andrews at Brentford. And I spoke. He said he was just going to go back to his club, wait and then speak to the manager about what he'll be doing. And you take a look at what he has also done so far this in the first half of the season. He wasn't getting games. There's a 35-year-old Jordan Anderson getting games even ahead of Frank Onyeka. So him moving from Brentford to Coventry because of game time. Come on, I can't.
I also agree, and I'll tell you why. It's even a smart move because Coventry, I think they are top.
They are top.
The Champions.
So there's a problem.
So they are Premier League bound.
There's a problem with Coventry. And I think it's the spirit of Lampard that's causing trouble. As at match day 20, Coventry were leading with 8 points. As at match day 28, they've dropped that 8 points. They have the same point now with second place Borough.
Are they the Arsenal of Championship?
Oh my God!
I will Sᴘᴏʀᴏ. Look at this human being, a wicked human being. But
is it safe to call them Arsenal Championship?
For me, I think it's a good move.
It's very smart move.
First off,
you are getting playing
there's an option of buy permanently if Coventry gains promotion.
To the Premier
So
League.
that alone is played himself into a safe zone.
Yeah.
And he's one of the biggest players for the team. Coming in from the Premier League, jumping to the Championship.
Premier League experience
is huge. AFCON experience. They need him. Yeah. They need that stability in the midfield. They need his experience.
And I won't be surprised if they eventually gain promotion to the Premier League and then make that deal permanent.
No, they will get promotion to the Premier League. They will get promotion to the Premier League. And I don't pray that Brentford should relegate. But I know that Coventry, see me, I always have bad mind if you treat Nigerian players anyhow. That's the fact. I unfollowed Atalanta because of how they treated Demola Lookman. That's the fact. I'm not going to deny it. I tweeted for Napoli. In fact, if not for the beef I had for Chelsea. Napoli, I would have supported Napoli in that. I would have supported Chelsea in that game. Because never again on Chelsea. No way. So I think it's a good one. A solid one right there for our own Sᴘᴏ Onyeka. Yeah, it's a good one. For Arsenal, only a player came in. Ivan Monet from Sᴘᴏ undisclosed. No player went out except, of course,
the striker. I think he's a striker.
Yeah, except the player that went on loan to Marcel.
That was
ഘᴜ and he's doing some good stuff.
It's going well.
It's a good move for him. It would be under the tutelage of De Zerbi.
Roberto De Zerbi, yeah.
And De Zerbi could be on his way to Manchester.
I'm talking about Marcel. There is also one Nigerian player, that's Tᴜᴏ who was part of the traveling party for Nigeria, who also made his move from Waregem, that's in the Belgian Pro League, as well to that was called now Marcel. So I think that's also a big move as we should talk about.
There is another move from a former Nigerian MPFA player.
So
Malamo Taufik, former shooting star,
captain,
captain. He has left FK Blees in Albania, and he has joined the Albania top club, Dynamo City.
Albania. You guys kept a very interesting transfer. Two of the Super Eagles players that went to this last AFCON.
Yeah.
Salim. Both of them played.
One did not
Both of them played just a few minutes against Uganda. But both of them have secured moves to new clubs.
Exactly.
So when they tell you that the politics in the national team selection is crazy, let me take you back to 2013 when we won the last AFCON that we did in South Africa. 6 of the team that went to the AFCON were based in the Nigerian Premier League then. It was Nigerian Premier League then, not Premier Professional. After the AFCON, 5 of them got deals in Europe.
Sunday Mba.
It was a risk that eventually played out, but we also heard that some of them are players of agency linked to the late coach
yeah, exactly.
of the side. So maybe powers change hands or money change hands in between that period. But I'm not insinuating, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So when we
never, not even the final list, the provincial list,
even the preliminary list, the preliminary five players,
unknown government,
five players made their debut. Not like at the AFCON. 5 new players. First call up, 5 new players. It has never happened before. So I mean, when we talk about some of all of these things, politicians going around behind the scenes, I don't think we are short of evidence.
We cannot
of fact,
take it away from national football actually, and I think it happens everywhere. If I'm not missing words.
So I'm sure a lot of people will be interested in knowing who these players are. Well, I mean, a couple of Nigerian players actually moved in January, by the way. Sadiq Umar moved from Real Sociedad to Valencia for £5 million.
Permanently,
Rafiu Durosimi from Victoria Pleasant to Pisa. Remember Durosimi? Straight from the Nigerian League to Inter Milan. He was loaned to Victoria Pleasant. Now he's on loan at Pisa. But he has been signed permanently. Yes, he's been signed permanently now for Pisa for €9 million.
Wow.
That's some solid one, by the way.
And Ebenezer Kisoro is also at Pisa as well.
So the player I'm talking about,
Salim.
No, it's not Salim.
Salim.
One, Tochukwu Onandi.
He played at the AFCON. He played against.
He went to AFCON.
Big jump.
What a move.
Big jump.
That's massive.
Mama,
big jump.
The people that pulled that plug,
big jump.
He's sure for them.
Big jump. And for him to have played, against Uganda at the AFCON. So you have to factor that in.
When I was talking yesterday that one of the reasons your brother Ngenge
Leonard Ngenge
went to Chan was because there was a clause inserted during the pre-agreement that this guy must play
for national team.
No, so there's something they call international players transfer certificate. At every age grade you've gotten to, you must have played for your national team a certain percentage of games before you can secure work permit in your new league. So that was why Ngenge had to go to that home-based chance. And if not that he has had a pre-agreement, I'm sure that they wouldn't even look at him twice because it was an absolute chaos at that chance. Well, for Joe Aribo, he moved from Southampton to Leicester City. Of course, both of them in the championship. Tᴏ moved from OG Nice to Porto. I think that's another big move, by the way, on loan.
Because of the issues that happened with what's it called, OG Nice, attacking Tᴏ as well as a couple
that would be a
players.
massive Nigerian link up.
I even
welcoming him.
There is also Eije Ukaki, a Nigerian player, and that plays for Sheffield United. He has gone to Atromitos in the Greek league. Of course, another big move. AFCON winning player and Chelsea Premier League winning player Victor Moses. After 7 months without a club, he returned to professional football with a 1-year deal in Kazakhstan. The 35-year-old brings experience and leadership to FC Kaysar as they attempt to stabilize their league position. Meanwhile, former Super Eagles captain William Trezekon continued also his Middle East journey, lifting the UAE Qatar Super Cup shortly after joining Al Ahly. Emmanuel Dennis has restarted his career in Denmark after a month on the sideline, signing for FC Brøndby in a move focused on rebuilding and visibility. So we also talked about Leonard Ngenge completed one of the Windows moves, eye-catching youth moves, joining Leeds United directly from the Nigerian Premier Football League Remo Stars. The 18-year-old nationally linked up with the club's academy, but Leeds have outlined a structured pathway that could see him progress to the senior team with strong performances. Saliu Sani, Suleiman Saleh also secured a major step in his
move.
Solid one right there. RB Leipzig, €5 million from FC Trecin.
He left MPFL, I think, last year.
Yes. And he went to Slovakia. And now he's moved to the German Bundesliga.
Big jump.
Salim Fago's rise continue with a €2.4 million transfer from...
the moves some people have been waiting for.
Salim is my friend. So it's a move.
I know.
Bros, lock up. Yeah, lock up. If you know, you know. Well, he's a star and he's moved to Czech champions Victoria Plzeň. We'll probably get to see him in the Europa League because Victoria Plzeň regularly qualified.
That's a big move.
Cığıɪ also took the next step from Trabzonspor to Wolfsberger for 5.5 million deal.
He also left MPFL last year.
Yeah. Prosper Oba earned a 4.5 million deal move to Shakhtar Donetsk after an impressive spell in Ukraine where he recorded 8 goals and 4 assists in 17 games. The forward's pace and output contributed swiftly to Shakhtar with the expectation that it could attract further interest from top club. Uchenna Ogundu also moved from Ironsport to Augsburg for 4.5 million. See, a lot of people don't give enough credit to the Nigerian Premier Football League.
Honestly.
But the move that our players have secured in the last 4 years, City Boy, is not just going to obscure leagues in Europe. No disrespect, no Malta, no India. These guys are moving direct from the Nigerian league to Germany, to Turkey,
take a look at
to Greece.
Ebenezer like Akisoro back in 2023 from Remo Stars to Inter Milan,
straight to Inter Milan, and they loaned him to Pisa, and Pisa have signed him for 9 million euros. Permanent deal. And guess what? Remo Stars retained 20% of his sell-on clause. So you know how much has entered into Honorable Soname's account like that. So sometimes we could have our problems in the Nigerian league, but low-key, our players are moved, and the ones we just mentioned are the ones that got those big money moves. There are some that went to Malta, Azerbaijan, Lebanon, some of those obscure leagues. The next time you would hear is that they moved to the bigger league, then they will not make reference that they were a player with Lobby Stars in 2022.
You will hear history.
You will hear the history. And I think for me, it's a win. The fact that our players can, there were times when the league leader in Nigeria was going to Lebanon. There was a time where we had a Nigerian player that was invited to the Super Eagles. He left the Super Eagles camp to go on trial in Bulgaria, and he failed trial in Bulgaria.
Slap on her face.
Bulgaria. He failed trial. He left the Super Eagles camp as an home-based player. He went to Bulgaria. He failed in Bulgaria. Last season, he played for Remo Stars. I will not give him free publicity. He does not respond to chat on social media.
I will not mention his name.
Big ups tonight. Arsenal Chelsea. Where does this swing to? Let's do this in 1 minute, guys.
Yeah, big game. Just like you said, a lot is on the line. A ticket to the final, the first English Cup, which of course the final will be played in March, and of course it's also a clash of titans. It's a rival, the clash of rivals. And of course, that game is going to be very, very interesting. 3-2 advantage. Arsenal take it to the game, but the game is far from over. And then you cannot underestimate Chelsea. We know Chelsea are different team when it comes to big games. And I think Arteta should not take this game
for granted.
You know why? I know that they're after the Premier League and the Major League, Champions League, and all of that. But then this game is more than. It's more than the semi-final of a Carabao Cup.
It's something they have to win.
A loss tonight for Arsenal can take a toll on the
team.
Pursuit.
Exactly. So they win tonight, they have a chance. Quickly, you want to call it? Where does it swing to? Quick call.
I think it's good. Arsenal will go through. I don't know the outcome of the game.
But Arsenal will qualify.
Go through.
Okay, Agbatomi, real quick.
Well, very, very quickly, we take a look at the last 5 games for Arsenal and then Chelsea. Arsenal has won 3 of the last 5. The remaining have been draws. And for Lam Rossini as well, in his past 7 games, he's also won 6. And the only loss was against Arsenal. This is going to be a game where he would want to, return back to him against the side that he has also gotten defeated to. But I think. Arsenal will go through tonight. Maybe a 1-1 draw I see tonight with Arsenal going through via aggregate goals.
All right, they've met twice already this season. I won't draw. Very, 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 very temperamental game at Stamford Bridge with the red card for Caicedo. 1-1 draw. That game ended. But of course, the second one at Stamford Bridge, 2-3 home loss for Chelsea tonight at 9 p.m. Stay safe, guys. Next up, The superstar, world famous turntable maestro DJ Gabby T will take over from all the way down to 8 p.m. And the ladies are back, still fresh and enjoying their moment of AFCON. Of course, I'm talking about Dume B and Punja for Sport Banter 8 to 9 p.m. Hey, it's going to be an amazing time. Stick with us on Milan 98.3 FM. Big shout out to City Boy that is back in town. I thank you very much, Mr. Kinti. I like calling people with respect, by the way.
Thanks
so you get used to it. Agbaton.